the CEO of Ericsson, Hans Vestberg.
I'm the first CEO in Ericsson that actually not carry a consumer product. But from the relevance point of view, we need to move on to see that we are relevant. Today, we are number one in the world on mobile infrastructure, twice of the size of number two. 40% of all mobile traffic in the world is going through our equipment. We're number one in the telecoms industry when it comes to services, doing everything from installation to consulting. We're number one in billing system, IT system in the telecom sector. And we're number one in the TV and media arena when it comes to broadcasters, when it comes to technology. A lot of new areas, a lot of change has happened. It's built on three pillars of competitive advantage. Technology leadership, we spend $5 billion a year in research and development. Service leadership, we are serving 1 billion mobile subscribers on a 24/7 in the outsourced networks that we're running. And the scale, the global scale. 114,000 people in 180 countries. To transform that, it requires a lot of ways of working and doing it in the right way. Basically, nothing from 1999 we sell 2013. That is a dramatic shift we have in our industry in order to stay relevant. Today, we're the fifth largest company in the world when it comes to software revenues. Only companies like IBM, Oracle, Microsoft, SAP has more software revenues than Ericsson. And that has gone over this period. But it's not only this that has changed for us. The other is, of course, our competition. 1999, I was not really counting our competition, but we had around 15 companies doing exactly the same like Ericsson. We could pull out the quarter report, and they had the same portfolio. They were doing the same things that we are doing, everything from technology to handsets. Today, we're 5. And to be honest, no one of the 15 are basically the same today, more than Ericsson. We had 2 joint ventures, we had 2 Chinese vendors that didn't exist in 1999. So how do you deal with that change? Always the right people at the right place. So it was pretty simple before. 2008, basically, anyone that worked for Ericsson was a male and a Swede. There were some few females. If I would have continued with that, having 14 Hans Vestberg running Ericsson, we have done fantastically quick decisions, but all have been wrong. In order to have one chance to succeed in this world, we need to reflect the business we're doing, bringing on people from outside, having all the different diversities needed around the company. 2009, when I was running the management team meetings, basically you can call everybody into the corridor, let's have a meeting. Today, I can hardly not find anyone in the corridor. Everybody is spread out in the world. We work on video conferencing. We work in a totally different way. But definitely, I get a totally different feedback on what we need to do as a company. So one of the most critical factors for all this is, of course, to continue to change. So 2 of the biggest challenges on earth today, or one of them, is, of course, the urbanization. 7,500 people are moving to cities every day. We're basically creating a Detroit every week in the world. So, of course, there are big constraints on the infrastructure that is enormous. One of the biggest costs for a city is electricity. And the biggest bill in the city is for the street lights. So Philips, they developed a model where they bring in LED lights and you reduce the electricity bill for a city. At the same time, we talk to Philips and say that if you're going to deploy new light poles or lightning to the cities, why don't we put in connectivity in the cities at the same time? So we can steer traffic. Maybe we can know exactly where you can park your car, so you don't need to go around CO2 emission. You can improve the traffic jams in the city by having everything connected. So we deployed inside their light poles a radio base station. But we needed 2 other players as well. We needed a city mayor that is willing to deploy it, and we need a mobile operator. That's the new way of working in order to unleash the potential of what we call the network society. You need many players to get all of that. I will just summarize that. We, in Ericsson, we definitely believe in the network society. That has been a vision for our employees and where we're going. We have changed the last 10 years. We know we need to change the next 10 years in order to be relevant. And I have only one promise for you here, and that's the pace of change you have seen so far from technology is the slowest you're ever going to see. Thank you very much.
One thing is keeping focus on Asia and Africa as markets, but they're also coming here, wanting our markets. What do you think is actually a very important key piece of advice when you have to, let's say, work both ways?
I think that first of all, I mean, in our case, we define where we believe we can be number one, and we execute on that. I mean, trying to copy somebody else's strategy because they are successful, that's usually not the right way. So we decided technology leadership, service leadership, and global scale. That's how we compete. And if we do that right, we can actually execute. Then you need to have the confidence, but you also need all the time to go to work every morning and feeling, I need to transform, I need to change in order to have the lead in this industry. And I said, I mean, if I would ask my 114,000 employees, I can tell you 2/3 would say that my main competitor is Oracle, IBM, HP. So we need to think broad. I mean, there's not one competitor meeting Ericsson. We have many. So we just need to see that we can really fight them on the specifics all the time. And I think that's what we're undergoing. That's why we put up the network vision or network society vision. And then, of course, that we're working daily in this transformation.
What key drivers are important for you as a CEO?
It's usually, you know, this type of question is very personal focused. I mean, if you're in a company with 114,000 people, the first thing you realize, everyone reporting to you are smarter than you and they can more. So you bloody better recruit great people around you, because your job is to be a cheerleader and see that people are motivated and energized, have their frames of what they should achieve. That's my job. I have people that are far more greater than me, and that's why I recruited, as I did when I showed you the slide, with people from other industries, externally, from other cultures, backgrounds than myself. So I think that's more important than looking at me, because I'm just one of the players. And then, of course, I'm on the top of it, so I need to take my responsibility, and that I do every day. But to focus too much on me, that I think is very pompous.
Why are you so focused on this visual, let's say, terms of communication?
I think that all companies, they have smart and intelligent employees. They want to know why we're doing things and how we're doing. They want to be part of something greater. They want to be part of a vision. I guess they want to hear me talking about in my daily work, how I see that. This video blog, which I recognized, was my trip to Asia last week, when I actually met, I think, 22 operators in 5 different countries, and my feedback to the organization, what did I see, how does it work, how do they see the network society, all to bring them to the journey, because finally people are prepared to change if they understand why and where we're going. I spend enormous lot of time to speak to people and to share my views and listen to the views, because I think that is giving the commitment. And we are measuring every year all our employees about how committed are to the company, what engagement they have to the company, and it's just going up. And the better that is, the better we can compete with all the competitors you have talked about.
This piece is from...
Great actor.
Yeah, your secretary or your PA gave it to me. I hope it's okay. Hans, Hans, this is a video blog. And I know you do this, you update it maybe twice a month, or I don't know how often. But this is a way to talk to you, I think, 114 employees. Yeah. Why are you so focused on this visual, let's say, terms of communication?
I think that all companies, they have smart and intelligent employees. They want to know why we're doing things and how we're doing. They want to be part of something greater. They want to be part of a vision. I guess they want to hear me talking about in my daily work, how I see that. This video blog, which I recognized, was my trip to Asia last week, when I actually met, I think, 22 operators in 5 different countries, and my feedback to the organization, what did I see, how does it work, how do they see the network society, all to bring them to the journey, because finally people are prepared to change if they understand why and where we're going. I spend enormous lot of time to speak to people and to share my views and listen to the views, because I think that is giving the commitment. And we are measuring every year all our employees about how committed are to the company, what engagement they have to the company, and it's just going up. And the better that is, the better we can compete with all the competitors you have talked about.
And what is the best advice someone ever gave you?
I get so many advice, you know. Now, I think I usually go back to my father, and I think that he advised me that, Hans, if you do something, you do it 110%, or if not, you give a shit about it. I think that has gone through my full career. So either I do something 110%, or I say that this is not relevant for me, I choose to not do it. So I think that has at least helped me, and it probably is the way I am.